Dollface, a movie for kids, and you too, Mom and Dad, by Lbrads. Okay, class, before we get started, does anyone have anything special they want to talk about? Jonathan, you acted kind of excited when you came in this morning. You want to tell us about it? Well, I saw something that really strange coming to school this morning, and it was kind of scary. I saw it too, Miss Blayton. I saw it too. Okay, Natalie, let's let Jonathan tell us about it. Well, I was walking to school and past the trees and the bushes down there by the alley, and I saw this man that had this long coat on, and he looked kind of strange, and he yelled at me too. And well, a strange man yelled at you? Yeah, well, he was motioning for me to come over, and when I started to go over there, that's when Natalie yelled at me. Yeah, Mrs. Blayton, he was going to go talk to that guy, and I know that guy is up to no good. I think he's selling that drug stuff. You mean Jonathan was going to go talk to that man? Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, that's it. That guy was going to give Jonathan some of that drug stuff. How do you know this, Natalie? Mrs. Blayton, is it true that if you eat marijuana, it'll grow inside you? No, Joey, that's not true, and wait your turn. Now, Natalie, tell me about this man. Well, I don't know. I just know. You know, there must be a reason you say that, Natalie. It's okay to tell us. I'll tell. What is it, Tiffany? Mrs. Blayton, that man is selling drugs, and that my mom said he gets us kids hooked on it, and then gives us free samples, and then we have to buy it from him. Thank you, Mary Jane. Now, Tiffany? Well, I saw both Natalie and Jonathan down there talking to that guy, and they were going to buy that stuff. That is not true, and you know it, Tiff. Oh, is that what you were going to tell us, Natalie? Yes, Miss Blayton, but not the way Tiffany said. We were just trying to get away from that creep. That's all. Yeah. Well, Mary Jane, can you tell us a little more about this? Well, Mrs. Blayton, I just know it's all over the school. Everybody knows about it. He's always wearing those dark glasses and that long coat, and he kind of smells, too. Okay, class, I'll take care of this problem. Now, let's get back to our schoolwork. Are you going to call the cops on him? I think you should call the cops on him because he's always talking to those kids all the time. Tiffany, that's enough. Now, okay, class, let's get back to work. Jonathan, you shouldn't have told. That man might find out that you told, and, and, oh, Natalie, that's okay. He won't do anything. And besides, if Mrs. Blayton calls the cops, she'll blame her. Well, I'm a little worried because he knows who you are, and besides, the blabbermouth Tiffany, you never know who she's gonna tell. I know. Let's go home. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, my other mom. Hi, kids, and how was your day? Oh, it was okay. That blabbermouth Tiffany tried to get Jonathan in trouble. Oh? Yeah, she was saying that Jonathan was trying to buy that bad stuff from that guy in the alley, but he wasn't. Bad stuff? What kind of bad stuff do you mean? I wasn't trying to buy anything. That guy just called me and I wanted to see what he wanted. Yeah, Tiffany is a blabbermouth. Joey, why don't you run next door and ask your mom if you can come for dinner tonight? Okay. Now, is that a drug dealer we're talking about? Yeah, I guess. He gives it away free. Okay, Jonathan, Natalie, and you too, Joey. Sit down here and let's talk about it. Drugs that you can buy on the street or in the alley are not the kind of drugs that's good for you. You know that already, don't you? Don't ever be around anyone selling them, giving them away free, or even using them. And most of all, don't ever try any of that stuff yourself, especially because some of the other kids might try it and they are teasing you about it if you don't. Do you understand? Yes, Mrs. Johnson. Yes, Mommy. I know, Mom. Well, let me tell you a little bit about what can happen. Do you know what the word addiction means? I do. Tell me, Natalie, what do you think it is? Well, it's when you do something that you have to do and you have to do it again. That's almost it, but there's a lot more to addiction than just that. It can make you do bad things that you want to do just to try to get to your drugs to satisfy your addiction. Things that you would normally not do. And that can be really bad. Well, what do you mean, Mom? Things that you wouldn't normally do? Well, let me say it this way. You know, you would never go to the grocery store and take candy or anything without paying for it, right? Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you pay for it? Because you have to pay for things you buy, Joey. Those are the rules, and it's only right. But by having a drug addiction, that can make you do things that are wrong, things that you know are wrong and you would never do. With a drug addiction, sometimes it causes you to do things that are really bad, things like steal just so you can get to the drugs. And we all know that's wrong. That's a bad thing. Okay, kids, it's time for dinner. I want to make sure you understand how bad drugs really are. So we're going to have another talk tomorrow, okay? Okay, kids? Yes, Mommy. Okay, Mom. Okay, Mrs. Johnson. Now, go wash up for dinner. Jonathan, remember what Mary Jane said about giving samples? Free, too. Yeah, I know. The guys at the school all talk about it, but I'm not going to try that stuff. Me neither, but isn't free a good thing? Not in this case, Joey. Not this time. Now get out of my room and go wash up.